Hello. How to decorate your home while creating harmony and clarity with the 5 elements of Feng Shui. So if you are sick of the chaos at home, then let me show you in this video how to Feng Shui your home and creating more harmony and clarity. We will use the Chinese 5 elements for that. They are vital for all the Feng Shui we use to create balance at home and in your life. Everything's vibrating and all is based on the elements, and that is based on Yin and Yang, but I come to that a bit later. So have you heard about the Chinese 5 elements? They are essential not just for Feng Shui, but also for BaZi, Chinese horoscope, and traditional Chinese medicine. So did you know that those elements influence your life on so many levels? And if you use them right, you can navigate your life with so much more ease and create what you think is missing in your home and life. So if you aim at creating a harmonious home, which supports and energizes you, works for you to reach your goals in life, then you are in the right spot here and now. And if you want an extra tip for better sleep in your bedroom, well, then just stay until the end. Hi, I'm Sandra from the Academy of Making Sense, and I've been teaching and consulting Feng Shui and BaZi as well as meditation for over 2 decades now. First in Germany and now in Australia and New Zealand. So, well, to apply the 5 elements, we of course first need to know what it is, right? So you see, as I said before, everything vibrates. Everything has a certain frequency and energy, and everything is in flux. It can change just like that. Damn it, right? We just experienced that a few more times. But there is a way to call in stability. We will get to do that too. So you may have heard about Yin and Yang, high and low, cold and hot, etc., dark and light. But how do we get from Yin to Yang and from Yang to Yin? So to actually master that, we are using the 5 elements, well, because we need to make the transition from one to the other. I mean, it's not just like dark, light. No, there's a transition phase on both ends, and this transition phase really reflects in the system that I will explain to you in a short while. So this system explains the transition between 2 extremes, hot and cold, day and night. And the cycle that I'm going to show you will be helpful for you to cure existing imbalances or blockages in your house and actually in your life. In Chinese metaphysics and in Feng Shui, we are using those 5 elements to balance, cure, mitigate tendencies and blockages. And each of those elements are representing a different form of energy, which I will explain to you now. Understanding those differences makes the transition smooth. Knowing it is the real power here. Okay, and of course then acting on it would be the superpower then. Right, okay. So we've got the cycle of the 5 elements, which are water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. So they can support each other and nourish each other in a productive way. That would be the circle on the outside. Or, of course, they can harm each other. That would be the arrows on the inside. So the productive cycle is about positive transformation. Elements interact harmoniously, grow and expand the energies within. Wood creates fire. Fire burns substances to ash, producing earth. From earth comes metal, also minerals. Through condensation attracts water. Water nourishes and grows wood. So that's the productive cycle. This is how we harmonize something. If there's too much water, get some plants and they will suck out the water. If there's not enough water, get some metal in to get more water into it. So this is how we balance it. So it's all about balance. So it's about, if you have too much water, as I said before, get some plants that it will use the water and it will go. If there's not enough water and you have a lot of plants, you know what happens. It's called a drought. So it's not balanced. So the controlling cycle, the cycle on the inside, is the use of aggressive and oppositional force. So of one element to control another element. Water extinguishes fire, fire melts metal, metal cuts wood, and can break the wood can break the earth. Earth borders and holds and controls water. So what do these elements each stand for? Well, the 5 elements represent 5 different stages in your life, 5 different emotions, colors, etc. So, for instance, the water is the highest yin, so it's the lowest energy, the slowest energy. And by the way, please don't judge anything. The productive cycle, as well as the weakening cycle and the controlling cycle, they all have a use. There's not one better than the other. There is a use for all of them, but it's a different usage, but that's a whole different story. So let's just go to the elements. So as you may know, probably with the colors, for instance, in the Feng Shui, we have use different colors. So wood is green, obviously, fire red, earth yellow, metal is white, gold, and silver, and water is black and blue. So you have those different colors, but the 5 elements stand for so much more. Wood, for instance, is for spring, fire is for summer, earth is a late summer, metal is autumn, and water is winter. And this is what these energies represent. So if in your home, let's say you have, we had the example with the water before, let's say you have too much fire. Let's use fire this time. You have too much fire in your home. How do you know that? Well, fire is the highest yang. So you've got a lot of yang, a lot of technique, a lot of brick windows would be considered yang. Lots of light, lots of heat, lots of, as I said, electronic devices, for instance. So you've got high vibration. And maybe you have trouble sleeping. Well, maybe it's too much yang in your bedroom, for instance. So what do? Well, of course, we don't want more plants. So for instance, a room like the bedroom where you want more yin because you want to rest, slow the energy down. This is one of the reasons why we don't want too many plants in there, because plants really take the water out, the yin energy, and produce, as you can see in the cycle, produce fire. So we don't want that in the bedroom. There is sometimes a time where you might want that, but in generally speaking, your bedroom is for resting, okay? So this is a yin room in the end. So what do you do when you have too much fire? Well, you can use producing earth. Fire produces earth. So you kind of weaken the system of the fire through the earth. So what can you do? Well, earthy colors, for instance, will make that, or anything that's more stable. So not really stable chairs, probably not a glass table, for instance, but really bringing stability in there. So look at what your rooms feel like. So when you decorate your rooms, what does it feel? Does it feel like a quiet corner? For instance, in your living room, you can have 2 totally separate corners. One, which is totally yang with your television and music and yang features and red colors and whatever. But then also have another area where there is more watery, more yin. That's maybe your book corner where you want to read, where you want to rest, where you want to reflect, maybe your meditation corner. So you can build these islands within the rooms. But of course, it really needs to have a purpose. So if let's say you're completely overwhelmed with everything, then you don't want too much yang in your place, do you? So, but you want to balance it. So for instance, we're having here like watery colors and really restful things, but we're having here a plant which is a bit more not spiky, but it's a bit more like a fountain, for instance. So it's also a little bit watery, but it's also energizing. So the peace lily itself is really a beautiful Feng Shui plant, and it can help you harmonize the room just by that. So it's about balancing. So what you need to see is really what is the most effective way of decorating. There's no such thing as the one thing that you want to do. That's not happening. That's just not happening. You need to really look into which area in your home or in your room do you not enjoy. So have a look around you right now. Is there any area where in the room where you are right now, where you say, I don't like that one? Okay, so then look what is present there. Maybe it's clutter. So decluttering would be the first step to do it, yes. And then balancing. So look at the colors, look at the shapes, look at all of these things and what's happening in there. So you can really see, is it too much yang? Is it too much yin? What does it do to your mood? Where do you feel drawn to? And then you can start bringing in shapes, colors, and all of these things. And the energy, energizing it. So I hope that helps. I hope really do. I've got a little cheat sheet and I've created. So there should be a link somewhere down there of how you can get that one. There's a lot more in there than I just talked about. If it's not in there, just send me a message and I will send it to you. So what I said before also really, I want to go back to the bedroom, because the bedroom needs more yin than yang. As I said before, it's about resting. This is a place where you want to rest, replenish, just chill. So we don't want to deal with yang energy in there. We have to deal with yang energy during the day in our jobs and lives anyway. So what can we do to get the yang energy out of the bedroom? Well, television. Just a no-go. This is high yang. Smartphone or too much electromagnetic smog, electrosmog. The EMFs have a lot to answer for. So I've been there and I eliminated one electronic device after another from the bedroom. It makes a huge, huge difference. And because it's all about balance, you also don't want too much yin energy in there. Right? So it needs to be just the right amount. So too much metal can also in the bedroom can also lead to an imbalance. One of the reasons why we don't want mirrors in the bedroom, because originally mirrors were polished metal, and generally metal items we don't want in there. Of course, if you have metal items in your bedroom and you sleep well, no reason to take them out. Never change a system that works, but if you don't sleep well, maybe you need to get rid of what produces the imbalance, which is maybe too much water, which is maybe too much metal, maybe too many plants. Just have a look, where does the balance live? Too much fire in the bedroom. Have a look, where is the balanced one? So in some other videos, we're going to have a look in living room and other places in your home. So just have a look, where does the balance live for you? Is your bedroom yin? Is your living room yang? But maybe not everywhere. Just have different qualities in different places of your home. So those different places may need a different feng shui. That's what I'm saying. Look out for those. And even better, if you want to know, subscribe to my channel. You won't miss one of those videos then. So let me know in the comments, what are your greatest challenges in your home, in your life? I really would love to hear from you. And always remember that your earth luck or feng shui makes 30%, 33% of your luck. The other 60% come from the heaven luck, the BaZi, and the man luck, which are your choices, your actions. I was talking about that in the beginning. Your actions, what you're doing, your beliefs, your thoughts, your behavior. And those three together are called the Trinity of Feng Shui. And this is what shapes you in the way that you are. And nothing is written in stone, right? You can change, right? So in the end, it's all about doing the right thing at the right place in the right time. So if you like what we did here, maybe you like some of the other videos that are here or there. Wonderful. See you again soon. Bye.